Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you. From Yahuwah, that is our Father, and Yahusha, he is the Messiah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one in existence than Yahuwah, and Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Dawood coming to you again with the Unveiling of the Creators. This is part 1, the Guardians of Aratz. There are 3 creators that guard the earth. The first one is he who is seated upon the throne, and his name is Yahuwah. He is the master of spirits, the creator of all things. The next ones are the Aliyam. They are the extension of his arm. He speaks the word, and the Aliyam carry it out. And the last creator has been placed upon the earth, Aratz, to rule and to reign in Yahuwah's stead. He is called Adam, the man. All 3 of these creators have been deleted. They have been replaced. By who? The dragon and his people. Let's begin. Barashat, chapter 3, 1-3. Before we get started, let me give you a little background. There was war in heaven. Yahuwah and his Aliyam fought against the dragon and his Aliyam. The dragon was defeated. There was no place found for him in the heavens anymore. He was cast to the earth. Yahuwah's Aliyam destroyed planets. You can still see the debris floating in the heavens. It's called asteroids. They also knocked Mars out of its orbit, and they snatched away the sun. They turned off the lights. For how long? Who knows? But then you find in Genesis chapter 1 that they returned, and they were hovering over the waters, and they says, now the earth is without form and void. In other words, all life had been destroyed from the face of the earth. But under the earth dwelt the dragon and all of his minions. So the Aliyam said, let's turn back on the lights. And time began again. They created the firmament. The plants began to grow. They called the animals back into being. Then they said, let us create the new ruler of Aratz. He is called man. His name is Adam. They created him from the earth, from the ground, from the soil, and formed him. They blew the breath of life, the Ruah, into him, and he became a living soul created in the image of the Aliyam in power. They put him in the garden. They told him, rule over every creature on the earth. Then they found that the man was lonely. They said, let us make an extension of his arm, a helper. So they caused the man to go to sleep. They gave him anesthesia. They did a surgical procedure, a C-section. They pulled out a cell, X, sperm cell. They put it in an incubation device, brought her to full growth, presented her to the man, and he said, Yahuwah is my shepherd. Man, I see what I want. Truly, she is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Verse 1. Now the serpent, the dragon, it is interchangeable, you know. When you go to Revelation, it says he is the dragon, that old serpent. He is called the devil and Shaitan. They gave you all of his titles, but his name from the heavens is God, Ra, All. He was more subtle. He was more crafty, smarter than any beast of the field. I changed it here. He was more subtle, crafty, smarter than anything living in the land which Yahuwah, through his Aliyam, had made. Yahuwah gives the orders. The Aliyam carried them out. And he said unto the woman, he said unto the Asha, yes, have the Aliyam, hold it 1 second. Why is God here? It's short for God Ra'ol, the one who deceived Eve, the one who showed men the blows of death. He's also an angel. Who put his name here to replace the Aliyam, Yahuwah's Aliyam? His children. This is the evidence of who they truly worship. Has the Aliyam said to you, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Did he just ambush her like this with a question? There had to be more. Let's see. He came and approached her. He was very smooth. He said to her, my, I have never seen in all of my years any creature created that is more beautiful than you. You are extraordinary, and you are so well put together. Remember, she is naked, and she gave him a little giggle. Then he came with the question. He said, hey, did the Aliyam tell you, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? 2. And the woman, the Asha, said unto the serpent, who is the dragon, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. What did she do wrong? She's answering him. He flattered her. Now she feels beholden to him. It is a strategy. Ask Busep. He knows this strategy very well. What was she supposed to say? Excuse me, Drago. You have to speak to my husband. But instead she continued. Verse 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Aliyam told us, you shall not eat of it. Here it is. Neither shall you touch it lest you die. She just twisted the scripture. She twisted the law. It was never told that if you touch it, you'll die. They were told if you eat it, you will die. 4. And the dragon said unto the Asha, You shall not surely die if you touch the fruit. Did he tell the truth? Yes. You can juggle it, play baseball, football. You can even go bowling with it. Nothing will happen. Ingestion would cause you to die. 5. For God, look at the number, H430. When you go there, you'll see the word Elohim. The true transliteration is Aliyam. The I-M at the end and the Y-A-M at the end make it plural. Look at God. Is that plural? What am I showing you? God should not be here. For the Aliyam doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods. Look, it's in the plural form. Same number, H430, Aliyam. So you see, once you get to this level, you can see all of their mistakes, all of their additions, all of their lies, knowing good and evil. What just happened? What did the slippery tongue one do? He just told the Asha. He said the Aliyam, Yahuwah's Aliyam, they're withholding something from you. They don't want you to know these things. They don't want you to have your rights. They want to just hold you down. They want you to just be a servant. They want you to be barefoot, naked, and pregnant. What was the prize that he told her that she would receive? To know good and evil. She didn't know what that was, but it was appealing to her. What was appealing? That she would be like the Aliyam. She would be equal to them, equal to her husband, or even above her husband. For the man was made a little lower than the Aliyam. 6. And when the woman, the Asha, saw that the tree was good for food, this is the problem. Women see and they covet. Have you ever went shopping with a woman? She has to see and touch everything. When she saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. You see everything in brown? It doesn't appear in the text. It's an addition in their translation. They put in with her, and he did. Look in parentheses. This is the only thing there. Gave to her husband to eat. Now let me tell you the story. The Asha came back to Adam. She had the fruit in her hand. She said, look, I ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and I'm still alive. I didn't die like they said that I would. And Adam looked at her, and he says, oh no, woman, no, that is foolishness. There's 3 forms of death. The first one, to be separated from Yahuwah. You'll be kicked out of the garden. The second, we'll return to the dust from which we come. The third, our soul and spirit will be destroyed in the lake of fire. You're going to be expelled from the garden, and I will be alone again. And she started to cry, and he embraced her, And she said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't want to leave here. I don't want to leave you. And he said, I'm not going to let you die alone. If you're going to die, I'm going to die with you. In comes Ephesians, where it says that a man must be ready to die for his wife. 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves clothes. They looked down upon themselves and they says, hey, we don't have any fur. All of the animals have fur and skins. All we have is skin, and it's so smooth. There's no hair. 8. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah through the Alayam walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his Ashatu, look at the word Ashatu. It was Asha before for woman, but here they added 2 letters, the Ta and the Wa. What does the Ta mean? 2 sticks joined together. What does the Wa mean? Tent peg, add, secure, hook. We're going to use the word add. They added the woman to Adam, and the 2 became one flesh. Does that make sense? The Ashatu hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah through the Alayam amongst the trees of the garden. 9. Pay attention, men. And Yahuwah through the Alayam called unto Adam and said unto him, where are you? Did they say, where is the Ashatu? Where's Asha? Where's the one they call Eve? No. They addressed the head. He's responsible. He has to pay the price. He's going into judgment. He is the leader. We found through Jacob, the story that I just gave before, with his 4 wives. We found that he had to pay the penalty for his deception, even though it was his mother who forced him into it, but still, he had to pay. 10. And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. Right away, the Alayam said, he ate of the tree. 11. And he said, who said? The Alayam said, who told you that you was naked? Have you eaten of the tree where I commanded you that you should not eat of? They're asking questions they already know the answer to. 12. Check out the man's reply. And the man said, Adam, the Asha, that woman that you gave me of the tree, and I did eat. What did he do? He threw his Ashatu under the bus, and he blamed Yahuwah and the Alayam for what happened. If you hadn't given me this woman, I would not have eaten. 13. And Yahuwah through the Alayam said unto the woman, the Asha, what is this that you have done? And the woman, the Asha, said, the dragon, he tricked me, and I did eat. Is that true? Yes. He is the one who deceived Eve. In the New Testament, it tells you Eve was deceived, but Adam was not deceived. Eve was in the transgression, but Adam was not. Then why does he pay a penalty? As a man soweth, so shall he also reap. Continue to part 2. Shalom.